Hey, motherfuckers, it's Boangani. So, I'm sitting here and I am just kind of going through my current life experiences up to date. And I'll be very honest with you. I never really have created too much animosity with anybody to really have any enemies per se. But now, at this time, I have more enemies than I can even count. You know what I mean? I've got enemies that are, I don't even know they're enemies. I don't even know who they are, but they're just coming out of the goddamn woodwork, right? And it's not that I'm actually opposing them in a way that one might think would initiate somebody to be your enemy. It's just me being loving. And at a time like this, when there's so much hate and so much violence that is erupting from each individual, being a loving individual certainly can be quite consequential. And so I'm sitting here and I'm thinking to myself, um, what's happening? What is going on here? And I know that the universe certainly does test us, and it kind of arose a good solid point that I would like to put out there quickly. And that is, if you are questioning, if you are on a path of spiritual ascension, essentially to be a Christed one, if you will, you can ask yourself one simple question: are you, or have you, self-sacrificed? And if you did, what did you sacrifice? For the masses, y'all have sacrificed nothing. You wouldn't even fucking stop eating McDonald's to stop participating in cannibalism. So of course, you have sacrificed nothing. You know what I'm saying? So if you have not sacrificed anything, then you are not ascending. I'm sorry to tell you that, but you are not. And you have to ask yourself that question. And when you do, make sure that you can answer it honestly. You can't lie to your soul, you understand? You might be able to lie to your mind, but you cannot lie to your soul, period. Anyways, my point here is I have sacrificed so much, and I continue to sacrifice. Like, it just gets to the point where eventually I'm going to have to sacrifice everything, including my vessel, including my body. I don't think that time is quite yet, but I'm sure that at the current rate that I'm going, I don't think it's too far away, truthfully. There's a lot of anger out there. And so what you're going to find in the masses right now is a purge-like activity where the violence of each individual is literally erupting from them in such a way that they have a trigger that it does not take much at all to trigger that trigger. And you might not even mean to trigger the trigger. Some people want to trigger their trigger, so they just trigger away, you know what I mean? And you don't even know. You're just like, wait, what? We were just talking. What the fuck is going on here? It doesn't matter. They want to be violent. They want to harm people. They want to hurt you, essentially. They want to hurt each other. You know what I mean? And so this is the purge that we're going through right now, where literally people are going to tear themselves apart, honestly. And you can already see that. I mean, the way the violence is nowadays, it's just like, you know, there's so much violence. And what I'm finding is people are projecting onto the innocent their karma. So, for instance, let me give you an example. I met this couple the other day. It only lasted for a day because, my God, the karma there is totally gross. But um, as it was his birthday. And they had been together for about 6 years. And you would have thought that if they are a healthy couple, which initially I thought, but when he didn't want to spend his birthday with her, then I realized, well, this couple is not quite as healthy as I thought that they were. And so me and another guy and the lady, his girlfriend, we ended up kind of like chilling together, but in a platonic way. You know, you guys know I'm a gay guy. and the other guy was a gay guy, but him and I were like oil and water. We definitely did not hit it off. He was very angry, and he's one of those, they feed off of drama. Right now, there's so much drama. And see, the drama is, what happens is, it's kind of like Monsters, Inc. You know how the monsters were stealing screams from children as a energy source? That's kind of like drama. Drama is that negative energy, right? But the laughter is so much more powerful. The love is so much more powerful of an energy source. But the ones that are stealing it do not realize that. So they continue to harness energy in terrible ways. In terrible, terrible ways. Anyways, so he ended up going out of town, actually, and didn't even tell her until he got back. But after spending time with her, I could understand that she was all about drama. And so I really couldn't believe much of what she was saying, because I felt like she was the victim, and that was the role that she was playing. And it was very much like, woe is me and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, well, honestly, I wouldn't have wanted to spend my birthday with you. You would have been a fucking downer, right? Anyways, you have to recognize that if two people are together and y'all are not bringing out each other's goodness in each other, and instead you are traumatizing each other, that relationship is never going to go anywhere. And it's just going to be a perpetual cycle of trauma and semi-healing, if you ever even get there, and then more trauma and trauma and trauma. And so what you end up with is a vindictive type of relationship where literally each of the partners is going out of their way to harm each other. What the fuck is that? Is that how low humanity has fallen? Where, on average, the relationship is designed to traumatize each other. On a bigger picture, in the melanated community, I was down in the projects the other day. And what I realized when I was down there was that because of centuries of oppression by the world's most cruelest, heinous, disgusting creatures that you can possibly imagine, because of their behavior, it has left an imprint on the melanated DNA, where instead of the oppressor doing the oppressing, now they're doing it to each other. They're raping each other, they're robbing each other, they're lying on each other, they're cheating on each other, they're beating each other, they're killing each other. That's a Monday night. That's not even Friday, that's Monday. You understand what I'm saying? This is what's going on. And so areas like that, there is no hope. I'm sorry. I hate to say that, because I'm the type of entity that I don't want to see anybody in my community left behind. I love us all, and I will never stop loving us, and I will never give up hope that one day we will all unify again. But it won't be, I don't think that it will be here, and I don't think that it will be now. Unfortunately, there is a price that's going to have to be paid. And there's going to be a lot of people repeating this cycle. You know what I mean? Because you really can't elevate until you have mastered ascension, which it takes a very, very long time, in which case to do that. And for the majority, I try to talk about, like, just intermediate esoteric concepts, abstract concepts, things like spirituality. There is no Jesus. You melanated people, you are God. Ye are God. Black woman, ye are God. Right? The black women I've told that to, they've laughed at me. Not all of them, but a good majority laugh at me. And they say, no, I'm not good enough to be that. And I say, my love, you have been conditioned to not see who you truly are. But I'm crazy in their eyes, because I want to empower each one of us. I want to be like Apocalypse and maximize your potential. But I'm crazy to them, so I don't even get a chance to get that far. Of course, then one would say, well, They're just not ready. And I can't force that. That's not something that we have free will, my loves. And so that means you have the choice to ascend or to not ascend. And nobody can force you one way or the other. So if you choose to remain here, then remain here you shall. If you choose to ascend on the other end, then ascend you shall. It's totally up to you. But it's a decision that I cannot make for any of us. I can only help to introduce you to what beautiful opportunities are presented to us and some of the things that we can do. You understand? Most black folks are still caught up on goddamn Jesus, and I'm like, you guys, oh my God, please stop being so fucking archaic and get into the 2023, which is not even a real year anyway, because God, there's no such thing as time technically, outside of the time that we created, which we do not have years like that. There's no such, we don't encapsulate time in such a way. We don't wish to control anything like that. We want to watch existence simply exist. In freedom, in liberty, in prosperity, we are creators. And as such, we create. We do not destroy. We create. Although, one would argue, and I would argue also, and I would agree, that part of creation is destruction. Because in order to recreate something, you're going to have to destroy something first. So very easily, part of our job as gods and goddesses is first to correct our mistakes and destroy what we have built, only to recreate anew. And that's exactly the point that we're at right now, people. We are that creative energy. Whether you want to admit it or not, it doesn't change anything. I had this argument yesterday because I was telling the melanated woman that ye are God, right? And she's like, no, I'm not good enough. Only Jesus is good enough. And I'm like, oh, honey, quit playing. Anyways, I'm like, here's the point. Your lack of belief does not change the reality of it. It only changes your awareness to it. Whether or not you choose to believe in certain abstract concepts does not change their existence. It only changes your awareness to those concepts. That's it. Nothing more. Understand that. That's a very basic principle. That's a universal principle. You understand? You cannot get around that. There's no, you understand? There's no getting around that. So I would encourage you to remain open-minded. And in fact, moving forward into the future, intelligence will no longer be measured by standardized fake-ass pale-face tests, which is not real anyways. Intelligence will be open-mindedness. It will be your ability